as per your request. So students, I'm going to go over Progress Learning Quiz questions that was from today, January 19th, 2023. Your questions will probably be in a different order than the questions that you see in my screen, and it is perfectly fine, right? I have made the test in a way that the questions are shuffled. Everybody does not do the same question at the same time. So if you are watching this recording or you're attending this session and want some extra credit for this quiz, you are at this point also writing the problems down on a sheet of paper. If you are in class, you are doing it in Nearpod, signed in by your first and last name. So I can follow up with an email, right? Miss Syed, I was in class, and see if you can give me extra credits on this quiz. If you are watching the video, you're going to write down notes on a sheet of paper, step by step. Show me all steps to your answer. Box your answer. Put your first name, last name on the sheet of paper. Put the name of the quiz. This is the name of the quiz, Progress Learning Quiz, and the date. And send it to me through text message or email me so I can give you credits for the quiz. And let's go ahead and get started. As per Andre's request, I'm not going to go in the order of questions that I have on my screen, but I'm going to go in the order of his request. He wants me to do the nets first. So we'll go and do the net of the figures first. So it means we will do question 8 first. Okay. People, go ahead, get started. On a STAR test, remember, you will be provided a reference chart. That is why I always keep reminding you by snipping a picture at the corner. Okay, Andre, I will do that. So here, go ahead, people, get started. Your slides should be busy. Show me your understanding of the question. Heaven, is here, right, Heaven? Remember, I'm going to watch your slide and I'm going to see how you're going to handle the triangle. And I am going to color code my work, and I'm going to color code the formula chart so I know which formulas to use for which shapes. These are triangular parts. This formula.
I have a question.
Yes, Navay.
So about the triangles and that rectangle in between the triangles, can't you just turn that into a trapezoid if I'm correct or wrong?
Think about it and tell me. And go to Google and search for images for a trapezoid. See if you combine them. Do you think as one single picture would it be a trapezoid? And then Navay, I'm going to wait for your response. Me and your classmates will guide you if you will need guidance. But remember, I'm going to wait for your response. If you think you will kind of rearrange it, do you think you will create a trapezoid? Or if you look at it as one piece, do you see a trapezoid in it?
Yes, I see a trapezoid like that.
Where do you see? Okay. So now I want you to guide me to the trapezoid. And I'm going to color code that trapezoid. Go ahead, Nove.
Okay. I'm gonna grab my notebook because I'm not sure of this either, so I'm not sure if I'm 100% correct. Because that one I actually did get stuck on, but please wait a minute. Okay, so our formula for this trapezoid is going to be A equals half, which is 1.5, 1/2, parentheses B1 and B plus B2, and then your height.
Right.
Okay. And our height, I know. So I'm going to say that we're going to add 6 plus 6 plus 3 in order.
Wait. You got 6?
Yes, from there.
Plus 3 plus 6 as one side of your trapezoid, right?
Because I want to get the base.
Yes, and I wanted to just trace out your trapezoid, but now I can easily trace it out, right?
Yes. Okay, so.
Very good, Nave. You are so creative. You're thinking outside the box.
And then our next base is going to be 3, because if you see more, I'm going to point to it.
Yes.
So on this side of, like, I want to say the right side, yes. The right side where you see the 3, that's going to be our next base. But I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
add 6 plus 6, and so
Plus 3.
6, 7, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I think it will be 15.
Yes. So I'm
Next
going to go
base.
label this as 15. This longer side of Nova's trapezoid is 15. 6 plus 3 plus 6. 15, right? This
Yes.
longer side from here till here. Nove added the numbers to be 15. 6 plus 3 plus 6. 15. Thank you, Nove.
But
Move
I'm
on.
also going to answer the question for people who
Absolutely.
don't know that, like,
Yes.
why I'm adding all those, because I know I got confused with my learning coach when she was trying to help me. And so basically, the reason why you're going to add that is because we don't have a full amount of base. But you're probably asking, well, we have the 3, but for trapezoids, we need 2 bases. Well, then we have the 6, but the 6 doesn't cover the whole base for that one trapezoid. So we need to find out what, like, the whole base. So we know that that side is 6. So can we put the 6 on the other side? Yes, we can. It will work out. And then, well, we don't have that middle part. Well, we have that 3 on that side that can help us. And then so you just add all that up, and that'll give you the 15, which will be your new base.
Very good.
And now you will add the 15 plus 3, which will be 18, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, let's go ahead and add the bases. And so you want me to add the bases. So I'm going to do 15 as the first base plus 3 as the second base, right? No way?
Yes.
And for those watching the recordings, people, these are the bases, the parallel sides. This is one base, and this is the other base. 15, the longer one, 3, the short. We added the bases. How much is
And,
the height of the trapezoid?
oh, the height of the trapezoid, I don't think you heard me, but it's 8 because, like,
Okay, this is height. Very good.
yes.
8. So I times it by 8.
And then don't forget to put that 1/2 in front.
Yes, or I can just say then divide it by 2, right? No way?
Yeah, I like to do it the other way where it's 8 equals 1/2
Mm-hmm.
parentheses 3 plus 15 and so on, so on. But it's the same thing basically, just different way of
Different
doing it.
way of saying it. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And now you're going to, since we already added, but first let's add the 3 plus 15, which then that would give you 18.
Yep, add them and we get 18.
So now it will be 8 multiplied by, yeah,
No
it will
problem.
be 18 multiplied by 8 over 2 if you want to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Now you are going to multiply your 18 with, with the 8, yeah. And then that would give you 144.
Mm-hmm.
So
That
you write
divided
down
by 2, I would say
144,
72.
and then I like to put multiplication sign next to the 1.5 if you do it my way. But obviously, I already know whether to divide. But so yeah, and then hold on a second. I'm just
Yep,
writing it down on my
take
side.
your time. Dion, I'm going to check your work. Let me get to my answer key.
Okay, so now we're halfway through the trapezoid. Now all we need to do is divide, which,
Mm-hmm.
so right now we're going to divide the 144 with 2,
Mm-hmm.
but I thought of it this way, like the 1.5 could be a 2, just because, yeah, it gives you the same answer. So you multiply the 144 by 2, and then that would give you, it should give you 72.
Yes.
So then
Very
your
good.
area
It should
of
give
the
us 72.
trapezoid should equal 72. And then the other rectangle should be easy because all you're doing is multiply
Rectangles.
base times height.
Yep.
So A equals BH. Think about it this way. If you're like, how do you know you multiply for the base times height? Just think about it as the tiniest fish in the world in between the B and the H, and you can barely see it, but you know it's there.
So I'm going to do 10 times 3 in a way for this one.
Yes. 10 will be your base, and 3 will be your height.
Very good.
Or
Very
it could be A equals length times width as well, if you like to do it that way. So then it'll be A equals 10 times 3. And then it is pretty easy with your 10s, and then that would give you 30. And poof, we're done with one triangle. New rectangle, sorry. Rectangle. And now we're going to do the other rectangle, which is on this side. Well, we don't have a height for that one. Well, there's a height next to that other rectangle, so we can use that height and use it for our other height. So it would be A equals 6, which is going to be our base, multiplied by 3, which is going to be our height. We multiply that, and that should give us 18. I believe so.
Yes.
And the question is asking, what is the surface area? I'm guessing whole area. So that probably means we're going to have to add our rectangle, and trapezoid.
Very good.
And so you will be adding 18 plus 30 with 144. Yeah, no, 72, sorry. I'm thinking of that other number. So
let me see. Dion, I think I agree to you. Yes, Dion, I agree to you.
And it should give you 120.
That should give us 120. Dion, yes. I had some calculation errors, so but I agree to you. Very good, no way. Excellent, excellent. And we will wait. Isaiah, do you have any questions to ask me or no way? Let us know before we move on. Isaiah. No? So I'm going to go box once more so we all know to find total surface area. These are the numbers Nave asked me to add. She said add area of the trapezoid, then area of the first rectangle, and then area of the second rectangle. If we add all these three areas up, you get the total surface area to be 120. Are we good to move on? The answer should be 120.
Or did I go fast? Because I know somebody.
Let's ask the class. Did she go fast this time? There are multiple steps, definitely. But in 7th grade, you're expected to do multi-step problems. And from here, Andre said it is fine for us to go to question 1 and go in order. And this is question 4, 2, and 1 is here. So here we've got some really, yes, JJ, we could also do trapezoids. Damara says, no way. She understood this good. And she is very happy that we explained it so well. Here we are in question 1 right now. Question 1 says, given the radius, diameter, or circumference of a circle, match it to the appropriate relationship. Okay, so over here, I'm
To
going
be
to tell
honest,
you
I
have,
am
Mhm,
speechless for this one. I did need help for this one, actually.
you needed help. So in this very first one, radius is 4, diameter is 8. Very likely the missing piece is circumference. Circumference is missing, right? How do you find circumference? Over here, pi times diameter, right? So I'm going to put pi, and diameter is 8. Pi times d, that's 8. If you simplify pi times 8, you get an answer that will be 8 pi. K in the way, C equals 8 pi.
Okay, sorry, but can you explain that again, please?
Absolutely. So you want to find circumference of the circle. Circumference is the perimeter of the circle.
Yes.
Valerie has a really good compliment in a way. Nove has leadership skills.
Well, thank you, Valerie.
So radius is 4, diameter is 8, circumference was missing. The formula for circumference is given. C equals pi d. So that means pi times diameter of 8. Pi times diameter of 8. If you multiply them, you get 8 pi. Look at the answers. They don't want you to use 3.14 for pi. They don't. Right?
So I have a question. Like,
Yeah?
I always get this mixed up. Is radius diameter?
No, radius is half the size of diameter. Right? You see, radius is 4, diameter is 8.
Oh, okay.
Right? Then so I'm going to go ahead, scratch off that answer from the list over here. We got this one for first one. Next one, I have my radius, I have my diameter. I will find circumference. Remember to use the same formula. How? Do pi times diameter. And diameter is a half. I will multiply it by a half. Okay? You multiply it by a half. If you multiply these, what do you get? You get half pi. Absolutely, Faith, you are right. When these are together, we are just multiplying. And a half times pi will give you a half pi. That is the circumference. So I will scratch off the first one. Kanila-san, the questions in your progress learning will be in a different order than I have them here. When I created the quiz, I put in shuffle questions, right? Shuffle questions so that all of my students are on some different questions at the same time. So your question 1 will look different from mine, but ultimately all the 10 questions are the same, but they're just in different order. And when you turn me in your corrections, you can do the corrections in any order, and I'm okay with that. Isaiah, it's fine. If this is the time to show me your learning, make sure you are in Nearpod and your slide is active and you do each and every problem with full detail. Okay, in this question, right, diameter is 6. If I know diameter is 6, how much is radius? Remember, I'm going to give you a little picture of a circle.
3.
Very good. Diameter is a full line passing through the center. This is diameter. Then radius is half the size of diameter. It starts from center of the circle to one point on the circumference. This is radius. So if diameter is 6, Renee says radius gonna be 3. And we exhausted this answer. Here, diameter is 4, radius is 2. You want circumference, right? We will use the circumference formula as given to you over here. Right? Circumference is pi times diameter. And diameter is 4, so you do pi times 4. How much do you get? Type in the chat. Pi times 4 is how much? Absolutely, Landon. So you get 4 pi. Circumference is 4 pi. I'm going to pause. Are there any questions so far? Does it make sense to you? Does it make sense? Are there questions? Go ahead, try to do the other two, and I'm going to go look at your slides and see how you guys managed to do it. Okay, Ava, very good. That was fast. Victoria, very good. Valerie, very good. Isaiah, very good, showing me all the steps. Natalie, very good. Maloney, very good. Paige, very nicely done. Lexi, very good. And I'm going to go ahead and do the next one. Diameter is 1. Therefore, radius has to be half the size, and radius is half. Circumference is missing. How do you find circumference? You'll do pi times 1. Like how in algebra, I tell you we don't write down a 1 in front of the variable, right? What do we say? The variable is x. We don't say the variable is 1x, right? In the same way, when I do pi times 1, I'm not going to say 1 pi. I will just say circumference equals pi, or 1 pi, right? Pi. 1 becomes invisible. 1 pi is the same as pi. And we got rid
I'm
of
so
this one.
confused. Why does the 1 become invisible?
Because, okay, if there is an x over here in a way, how many x do you see? How many x is this? This is 1, right?
Yes.
If somebody wants to write down 2x, they will just say 2x. So, you know, if you look at it, if you can tell there's 1x, so why put a 1 over here and waste your time? Because your eyes see 1x.
That's correct. Yeah.
Right?
Sorry.
That's why. They could have decided to put 1, but some mathematician decided we don't need 1. And there are a lot of students who put 1 in front of the variable, and that's okay also. So
Just
we
like
have, yeah?
just like the when we did the x,
Yes.
1x, we just put in x.
Yes, absolutely, Andre. Absolutely correct. Over here, we've got a diameter of 5. We've got circumference of 5 pi. Does the circumference look good over here? If diameter is 5, do you think circumference should be 5 pi? This circumference, probably there seems to be a oh yeah, so that's true, right? As we saw in the formula. The diameter is 5, circumference is 5 pi. We want radius. Radius, we talked about, is half the size of diameter. So anytime you divide diameter, that is 5, you divide it by 2, you get circumference. To divide a number by 2, you can also write as a fraction, right? A fraction bar represents division. And here is that. Radius is half of diameter. Any questions? Let us know. No questions? We'll pause the recording over here, and we will continue with the remaining progress learning questions tomorrow. That is Friday. Make sure you guys attend. If you can, if you can't, we'll definitely post the recordings. Watch them. Make sure, I'm going to repeat myself. Do these on a sheet of paper if you're not present here right now live. Show me all the steps to your answers, and I'm going to give you half credits back on this progress learning quiz. Yes, Isaiah, it's time to leave. Thank you so much for attending. If there are further questions, concerns, feel free to send me an email and I'm going to promptly reply you back. Valerie, go ahead, ask me the question.
Bye.
Bye, Faith. I'm going to pause the recording. At this time,